They say you can usually tell a lot about someone by their eyes, but sometimes, just sometimes, those eyes can be deceiving. And if today's song's anything to go by, we could be working with one of those. So, welcome back, guys. Welcome back for today's musical message. And yes, it appears, bum, there could be a bit of deception on the cards. Now, today's song was another one that popped on the radio, and I must admit I've not really heard that song before until I heard it on the radio earlier. So I've had to get the lyrics up to have a proper mooch, and it sounds like there is a few messages in there for people. So I'm gonna go with it. So today's song and today's musical message is Angel Eyes by ABBA. And as I said, I know bits and bobs of ABBA, but I've not really heard this song before. So I had a quick look through the lyrics, and yeah, I think there's some messages in there for people. But basically, the gist of the song, it's about this wench who goes out for a walk, and then she spots the dude that she used to be with another woman, and he's basically giving her the same look that he used to give her, like this new bird, the same look that he used to give her, and she feels like having a wonder over and telling this new bird all about how he's basically uh, a shitbag and a bit of a dick. So I think the message for some of you um, could be, well, perhaps be wary of those ones who appear all nice and angelic on the outside, because a lot of the time, not everyone obviously, but especially in my experience, a lot of the time when they look very angelic on the inside, on the outside, they tend to be, well, a bit of a cunt on the inside. So yeah, um, possibly don't allow yourself to sort of get hypnotized um, by someone's beauty or their charm, and try not to fall too quickly, and don't listen so much to this, because people can talk the talk, but then a lot of the time they can't walk the walk. So yeah, actions speak louder than words. So try not to fall for all the sweet talking, and let them, well, not necessarily prove, but let them show you who they really are through what they do rather than what they say. But for others, it could be that you're on the other end of this, and that you've already fallen into the trap and gone through the shit, and now you're on the other side. I mean, especially where she goes on about sitting on her own. But when she's feeling lonely, she sits there and thinks about him, and then remembers the good times. But then sort of gets hit by all the pain. So perhaps for some of you, the message is that it's time to let go of the hurt and the pain now, and don't let this person have that sort of mental and emotional hold over you still. It's time to learn from the lessons and hold on to those lessons and the things that you've learned, but then let the rest go. Learn from your mistakes and perhaps be a bit more cautious in the future. As I said earlier, you can't tie everyone with the same brush. Not every person out there who looks like an angel is going to end up being a dick. Even though the odds are probably leaning more towards that way. But there are some genuine angels out there. So I think the message for others, give people a chance. Just because someone's similar has hurt you before doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's out there to break your heart and everyone's out there to get you. And yeah, so tread cautiously if you need to. And you will find on a rare occasion that someone is as good as they appear to be. Not everything you see is going to be too good to be true. So yeah, perhaps give people a chance as well to show you who they really are on the inside, rather than how they appear to be on the outside. But yeah, I mean, this song is more to do with someone who is a bit of a dick. So some of you could have been dealing with someone who was a bit of a dick, who liked to use their pretty looks and charm to weasel their way into people's lives, and then play. I mean, it goes on about like mind games and things like that. So some of you could be dealing with some narcissists, maybe. Yeah, I've been there. I know. I know what a narcissist's like. So don't let them. Don't let them break you, and don't let them fuck with your head. And as soon as you start to see those red flags, and as soon as you start to feel like they're not seeing your value or not treating you the way that they should be, get out, put yourself first, know your worth, and don't let anybody play any sort of games with you, especially when it comes to mind games, because ain't no one got time for that shit. But yeah, as I have been there, I know what it's like, and I know that it's not easy, but the quicker you do it, the less damage that's going to be done at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that's the main messages um, with this song. But even though it's got a bit of a negative um, feel to it, I think for some of you, you could actually have perhaps someone who is like an angel coming into your life, or they may already be in your life. And so a lot of people say like the eyes are the windows to the soul. So if you look into this person's eyes and you genuinely feel that they're a good person, trust your instincts, even if they have let you down in the past. You're not that person anymore, and you've hopefully learned from your mistakes. So don't be quick to judge and label them because of something that you've been through in the past. Because there are real angels out there. There are earth angels out there who come into your life for a reason. So yeah, I think those are the messages for that song. But because it was to do with like angel eyes and that, I thought we'd go with the angel tarot to see if there's anything else that wants to come out with those messages, or if none of that resonated. There was a bit some sirens in the distance then, so I'd take that as a confirmation for some of you that well, not that it's an emergency, but for some of you it might be coming to crunch time that you need to get stuff sorted. So take stuff how it resonates, and if none of that made sense, then maybe something will come out with the card pull. That one wants to pop out straight away. So we'll go with that one. And the card that came out today is the Knight of Water. Now, when it comes to like the court cards, especially stuff like the Queens, Kings, Knights pages, they can normally represent people or situations. So if it's to do with the person, I mean a knight, that could possibly the person with the angel eyes, or it could be a person who you might be accidentally labelling as someone bad when they're not really that bad. But the Knight of Water is usually someone who's emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and like to contemplate. But judging by the look of the person on the card, they seem quite sound. But if it's to do with the situation, then that's falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, or an invitation to a social event. So, where does that fall in with angel eyes? Perhaps some of you have been already fallen in love with this deceptive person, or you could be in the process of getting married to this individual as well. or some of you may meet this person at an event or party or something that you're going to. But as I said, like, there's a mix in the collectives here. So some of you are dealing with possibly narcissists or people who are a bit of a cock, or others could actually be dealing with someone who is really a bit of an angel, who's got those sort of angelic eyes. And then you could be perhaps slowly falling in love with them. So take it as it resonates. But yeah, I think the main message is tread with caution. Don't be so quick to judge, but don't be so quick to let your guard down fully. There's nothing wrong with being protective over your heart space, especially if your heart's been broken before, or many times before. So yeah, don't believe everything you see, and let someone's actions speak for themselves rather than what they like to spout off. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it with that. So a bit of a mixture in the messages today, folks. But I hope it helps. So if you have been worried about someone being a bit deceptive, or if you've been worried about possibly making another mistake or the same mistakes that you've made in the past, yeah, just be a bit observant, and take your time. Don't rush into anything, especially if you've been known to sort of rush into things in the past. Take your time, and yeah, learn to trust your intuition, because everyone's got their own intuition. Some don't tend to use it as often as they should. So learn to trust your own instincts and act accordingly.